Hello all, this is Ultimate Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Robots in Disguise, Bisk. Let's just take a look at the box really quick. You see Bisk in his vehicle mode. You also see him in his robot mode. If you turn him to the side, you see him in his robot mode again. And if you turn him on this side, you see that he transforms in 11 steps. You see him in his robot mode and his vehicle mode. You also see the steps to transform him. You see that he can be scanned into the game using the app, and that he is compatible with Minicon weaponizers. And so that is it for the box. I'm going to go ahead and get them opened up, and we'll take a look at them and see what we've got. Okay, so here we have Bisk opened up and out of the package. And I have to say that I really like the way this looks. He rolls nicely back and forth. He looks a lot like he does on the cartoon, which is always nice. And here's a view from the top and a view from the side. If you look down here on the side, you don't see a whole lot of robot parts just kind of popping out at you. So that's always good. And here's the other side. And from the front, he looks nice as well. I like the little details they put in. And the back with the little spoiler back here. I mean, he looks great. I think that they did a great job on this character. And he does come with 2 weapons. He's got little pistols here, and they plug into the front of the vehicle for storage. Let's put him in here, and there you go. They store right there on the front of the vehicle, and like I said, he looks great to me. That's really it for his vehicle mode. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get him transformed into his robot mode. Now, in order to transform him into his robot mode, the first thing that you want to do is get rid of his weapon. So let's take these off. Then you want to lift up this back panel, and let's go ahead and pull the legs out. Actually, before we pull the legs out, let's actually pull this part down. This part here of the arm, we want to pull that out so that the legs can get free. So let's loosen this part up first, then we can flip the legs out. And let's go ahead and do that. And you just pull this one down and flip the foot out, and do the same on this side. And there you pretty much have the legs done. What you can then do is pull these arms apart, or this shoulder apart, and that part is actually going to can be a little bit tough because these are really difficult to put together and pull apart. So you have to put a lot of elbow room in. Ow! I mean, really, you feel like you're going to break it. So it's really tough to pull apart, but you know, hopefully it'll get easier as you transform them. And then you want to pull that part. I'm going to just adjust the camera a little. Okay, so you want to pull that loose, and then let's open this up. And you can get these arms kind of loosened up here. And let's go ahead and pull the chest open, and you can pull the head out. And you can just squeeze that back in, and you can, this shoulder, you have these 2 little shoulder notches here that go right over the chest area. And then you can just flip the arms over, revealing his pincers. Flip this arm over. And then we just want to stand them up. Oh, and there's this back cover here. Just push that down to close that up. And let's pull these arms down and adjust the camera. And then we want to turn these shoulder bits here to the side. And now you can leave these shoulders pretty much any way that you like. It's up to you. They kind of flare out a little bit, or you can keep them all the way flared out. You can have them way up here if you want, or you can have them down here. But it's really up to how you want to present him. But there you go. Here is Bisk in his robot mode. And I mean, I think he looks great. He looks a lot like his character on the cartoon. And he's got a lot of articulation. Let's check his head out. When you can turn it left, it goes all full 360. Doesn't really move up and down. And his face is made of this kind of floppy sort of plastic here, rubbery. Which I usually don't like, but it actually works with him because he's a lobster and he has those little pincers. It actually works for him to have that rubbery little face here. And also his eyes, his little things on the bottom, they're all made of that rubbery plastic. His shoulder pieces, like I said, they do move up and down, so they are articulated. Like I said, you can have them way up here if you want. If you want to have them flared out, you could have them down, lower. It's really up to you. His arms do move forward and back. His shoulders move up and down, mostly due to the transformation, but they do have a little bit of movement in and out like that. The upper arm does turn and does a full 360. His elbow does bend. And he has a wrist bend, so he can turn his arms inwards like this. He also can open his pincers up and down, which I think is a cool feature. I like how this whole side of the car is his pincer. It makes it look somewhat intimidating. And his legs can move forward and back. They can move in and out. And they turn here at the upper leg. And he has knee joints, so he can bend his knees. And his feet can move up and down. And that's pretty much it for his articulation. But, I mean, he does have quite a bit. I mean, that's more articulation than I expected from him. And so, that's more articulation than I expected from him. I think that this line has actually consistently been getting better with their figures and, you know, what they include, the amount of articulation that they have. And I'm liking it. Now, he can hold his weapons in this mode. You just stick them right here in the same holes as they are when he's in his vehicle mode. And he's got two little blasters here. And yeah, I mean, I think he looks pretty good. Just for a size comparison, here he is next to Warrior Class Thunderhoof. And you can see that Thunderhoof is actually a bit taller than him. But Thunderhoof is one of the taller in the Warrior Class size. Here he is next to Quillfire. And you see that he's actually a bit taller than Quillfire. So he's in between those two, but pretty much the size is comparable with other deluxe figures. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and transform him back into his vehicle mode. And now in order to transform him back into his vehicle mode, one of the first things that we want to do is to remove his weapons. And we can then lift up his shoulders a little. And we're going to pull the chest out. And then we're going to flip the head up and inside the chest. And then we're going to push the chest all the way back. There are these little holes right here in the back. And these giant notches here in the front, you're going to push those all the way to the back till they slot in there. And that gets the chest out of the way. Then the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to pull this part back. These shoulder bits are going to come to the back. And then the arms are going to turn outwards. You're going to turn both sides out. And then you're going to flip it up. Now there's a notch here and there's a hole right here in the shoulder. You're going to connect it to that hole and that locks that arm in place. Do that on this side as well. And then you have to combine the these two shoulder bits. Now that can be a little bit harder than what it sounds. It's got notches here and it's got a hole here, but it's very tough to get those locked into place. Like I said, when I was opening them, I mean, a lot of times when you're pushing on it, you feel like you're actually going to break it because it's such a tight fit. But there it goes. You'll hear it click into place. And so you know that's done. So then the next thing you want to do is flip this part here. And we're going to go ahead and transform the legs. The feet are going to fold up into the legs. And there are some holes here. And these giant notches here. And so we're going to fold the legs into those holes. And you're going to do that on this side as well. And then you can just bring the hood here down. And that locks into place. And then underneath the pincers, you can pull them down. And there is a hole here on this end of the pincer. And there's a little notch right there. It's just going to slide up in there. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. And then everything else is just making sure that you get it all tightened up. And there is Bisk back in his vehicle mode. And like I said, I think he's a great character. I was excited about getting him. So I definitely recommend picking him up. Here is the gun. You can put those back in as well just for the storage if you like. And there he is. And that's pretty much it for his vehicle mode. So that is the end of this review. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll definitely be doing some more reviews in the future. So until next time, have a great day, and I'll catch you later.